It being 7:01, I call the Board of Health meeting to order. All members are present except Margie Devlin. I want to get into the agenda as quickly as possible because I did make an aggressive agenda. Given the fact that this is the month of June, there's several things going on. We have the elections going on. We have the town meeting coming up, and we have at least one other meeting scheduled for this month. And then we go into the summer session, which means we're only going to have one meeting a month for July and August, unless we need another meeting. So I just wanted to get a lot of stuff knocked off the plate if we could possible today, so that we can make our summer entry a little easier, as they say. So first thing on the agenda tonight was the board to discuss the vote on the tobacco regulations to approve or not approve a hookah lounge. Now I know all of our members should have received something in the email regarding the hookah lounge. My rationale for this tonight, ladies, is to get us to think about the tobacco regulation and whether or not we wanted to restrict hookah bars on our tobacco regulations. And if we do, I would then suggest we send a letter to the gentleman who wants to come make a presentation to us saying that, although we won't stop you from coming to make a presentation, the board has taken a vote in favor, or one way or the other, to not allow it to allow the hookah in our new tobacco regulations, thus trying to save him money if he knows that in our future regulations they won't be permitted. But right now, there's nothing preventing him from opening up except our permission.
And zoning.
And zoning's permission. So in an effort to aid our zoning board as well as our own board, I think it would behoove us to take a vote tonight as to whether or not we want to allow hookah bars in the town of Abington. And if so, we vote that way, and if we don't, we vote that way, so that we can take the next steps to address this gentleman's request to come make a presentation. Does anyone have any questions about that? Is there any questions about a hookah bar?
Oh, no.
Does anyone realize how many flavors a hookah bar offers?
No,
A lot.
and it
More
is,
than I ever thought.
and they are
Yeah.
tobacco products, so it does fit into. what-
Smoking, non-smoking,
Right.
permanent.
So do we need to make a
It's a
motion?
nicotine delivery system.
It is a nicotine delivery. Thank you very much.
That's right.
And it's a public place that they have it in, and we don't allow smoking in public places, therefore,
Correct.
How many different
do we need to
flavors?
make a motion on it, or?
Hmm?
How many different flavors are
A lot more than I thought in
There's
the
a page
offering.
full.
It's gotta be a
Did you
page
see
full.
them?
in the-
You must-
there? I would motion to include the prohibition of a hookah lounge bar establishment.
So we would restrict on our tobacco regulations, we would prevent a hookah bar from being a, go ahead.
I was going to have you amend it as hookah and cigar bars.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Or should we say lounge?
I was doing it as Weymouth had, yeah, okay.
Should we call it a lounge or a bar?
I don't know.
Because they're only serving non-alcoholic and herbal teas, so it wouldn't really be a bar.
Establishment.
Okay.
They word it as lounge
Just
and
as long as we're covering all of our bases, we gotta make sure we cover
We'll get
all
out the
of our
Roger
bases.
and get the right word.
I don't want to have to do this 3 times.
I'm looking at what was sent to us.
the way with one.
They refer to it in their own proposal as a hookah bar, not as a lounge.
Well, and they'd like to think it's a bar, but it is a entertainment facility that does not offer alcohol. So,
No.
So what's the definition of a bar? Is that
any
the
place that
question?
has booze in it,
Yeah,
as far as
that's
I'm
what I would
concerned.
think.
Okay.
Well, that's my definition. That may be not your definition,
That's-
so.
I don't know, because all the way through their proposal, they refer to it as the same thing, the hookah bar.
Well, I think if we want to subjugate into the terminology of hookah bar, lounge, bar, facility, establishment, whatever you want to linguist it out to, we can do that. My personal opinion is that we probably
Oh, I
should
have that too.
not allow hookah and cigar bars in the town of Abington. It's probably not a really great idea, although I think everyone who has the right to smoke a cigar has the right to smoke a cigar, and if you want to smoke a hookah pipe in your home, you're welcome to do so, but I
Right.
personally
In your
don't
home.
want to
Yeah.
think I want to have an establishment strictly set up for that purpose.
What's interesting, just to add, is I read through the whole proposal, as I said, and they identify their specific competitors, but there are 3 of them, and they're all known as lounges. The Nile Lounge, the Shisha Hookah Lounge, and Habibi's Lounge, and why they're calling themselves a bar, if the definition of a bar includes alcohol.
You know, I don't know what presentation they plan on making to the town, so,
Okay.
except what they've sent us. So, I am looking for I think I just heard the
I will
nomination
second that.
to not allow a hookah lounge / bar / establishment, adding the word cigar and/or hookah. Does that make sense,
Yes.
everyone?
I agree, yes.
So we have a motion and second to not approve the licensing of a cigar and/or hookah bar, lounge, and/or establishment in the town of Abington. Anything further to say on that? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? It's
401.
401.
Well, 400, he's not here. Now, they reference certain sections. Are they the same sections that we
No,
have? So we
yeah.
need to wait till we
But
get
I will
ours in, or you're gonna find the locations to
I
put these
will
words in?
email this to DJ Wilson, and he'll find the appropriate place in our draft.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent,
Okay.
because they weren't
This is
saying-
based on another town's.
Yeah, I
Right,
actually
so-
was gonna
just
ask
wanted
you
to
the same
clarify
thing,
that.
because I was trying to look at what we
Right.
had, so.
It was used as a model, that's all.
Right.
Yes.
I would then recommend that we send this gentleman a letter from the Board of Health saying that the Board of Health took a vote on June 3rd not to allow a hookah lounge / bar / establishment to be organized in the town of Abington. And that if he wished to go forward, we would not prevent him from doing so, but that our preference right now would be that our new regulations, there would not be an allocation to allow for a hookah bar / cigar bar, lounge, or establishment in the town of Abington.
We had left it through email that that the board was going to be reviewing this tonight, and that we would let him know the outcome of
So
the.
if we could just do that,
Yeah.
that would be wonderful.
Okay.
Hopefully that would, you know, again, I was just trying to think it out, how we could play this out without having to have a confrontation or something like that. I still think if he wanted to come and make his presentation to us, I don't think it would hurt, but I think I'm just trying to help him, knowing that the board is going to do this, where our direction is going. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, this we're just giving him guidance that in our tobacco regulations to be drawn, we will not allow for a hookah, cigar
That's
bar,
correct.
lounge, or establishment in the town.
That's correct.
Okay. So I think that's what I was trying to achieve. To let him know that if he wanted to go forward this year, that by the time that the regulation would affect, then the regulation would go into effect, and why would you want to invest that kind of money in a town that doesn't support that type of business or establishment? So, thank you very much for that one. Trash issues. My issues with trash, the reason why I put this on the board, and I'm gonna continue having trash on the board just in case anything goes on. You got my
That's
email.
been straightened out. He's getting it this week.
I received a email from one of our residents who said he was having a difficult time establishing an extra recycle bin. I sent an email off to Mary and Sharon this morning. It's already been addressed, taken care of. He was grateful. I'm not quite sure we did anything wrong. I just don't know where we could have improved what we were trying to do.
I can tell you what happened a bit.
Okay.
I believe the phone number that was given to Lorraine
Yeah.
was a phone number that wasn't working.
Okay.
So she didn't have a way to recontact him
Okay.
at the time, so your email actually was a good impetus to get, this completed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all I did was send him a letter. I sent our Sharon and Mary a letter this morning, an email this morning saying, could you look at this gentleman's email, and if so, could we address it? They addressed it, and he's getting his barrel on Wednesday.
Correct.
So we're all set.
Yeah.
So he's getting an extra recycle barrel, or he's getting a bigger recycle barrel. Whatever word he's getting, he's gonna get something he wanted, so I'm happy about that. That's all I have for trash. Anybody have any trash? Questions, issues, complaints?
We have a different thing about budget, okay. Yep, no, I'm good with the trash.
Okay. Compost site. I don't know if you, when you looked in here, Glenn LaPointe did some more work up there. I wanted to make sure we expelled most of our budget since we were asked several weeks ago to give back to the town some of the money from the compost site to help keep the town going this month. And I agreed to give a portion of our compost site money back, but enough to allow us to keep on doing what we needed to do up there, which was to move more stuff and clean up the piles that were there, which I believe Glenn LaPointe did on May 28th. So contractually, we got that done, and it's cleaned for the summertime until the fall. And we have the fall pickup, which we need to set dates for curbside pickup for the fall.
Yeah.
And then we should probably also at the same time do the Christmas tree. And it probably wouldn't hurt us to do the spring
I actually have some dates in mind.
dates
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we should be more proactive on our dates for these things and be a year in advance so that we don't have to worry about mailings and stuff like that. So if whatever Waste Solutions has, that's one less thing they have to worry about because they'll have the dates a year out. So-
Can I segue into that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I talked to Mike Pontiaco today. He's going to be sending me out, hopefully on Wednesday, the draft for the next calendar, which would be from July 1st to June 30th. And I actually picked out 3 dates for Christmas trees pickup, which is similar to what we did last year, Saturday, January 11, 2014. The fall leaf pickup would be the week of November 18th, 2013. And the May spring pickup next year would be the week of May 7th, which falls in line to what we did this year. I am also going to ask him to add in a little piece about Bay State textile boxes on the calendar. And there was one other thing I was going to, we've had a lot of calls still that people don't realize that they need to call Waste Solutions for bulk item pickup. And I wanted him to add that into the calendar also, because it's pretty user-friendly once you get it. So he's going to be sending me that out this week to just look at, to make any changes. But I had wanted to get the dates going, so we would have them in mind.
Mhm.
Okay. So that will be 1 year's calendar, which is pretty good.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Anyone have any issues with any of those dates? Again, the trash.
I'm just thinking of the Christmas trees, is that too soon? When do we do it
The
this year?
11th,
We did-
usually Little Christmas.
January 11th, you want 1 week later?
Well, when is
Little Christmas, January
It's like
6th.
it's like 2
I
weeks
think-
after, 2 to 3
Yeah,
weeks
so
after
that's like-
Christmas.
Yeah, but some people go for the,
I think it's January 6th.
If you want 1
So
week
that would
later,
be the
you
week
can.
after.
well, how did we do this year? Did people?
We did, I believe, I don't think I brought a copy of one. I think we did the 21st or something like that this
Yeah,
year.
let's go a week later.
Okay,
What do you
so
think?
around the 18th instead?
Yeah.
Saturday, the 18th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are the other 2 dates okay for fall and spring?
Remember, this is, the pickup of your yard waste is equal to the day you get your trash pickup. So it's the week of the 18th of November. So if you're picked up on Monday, you put your trash out and you also put your bags out. If it's Tuesday, you put your trash, your bags, Wednesday, trash bags, Thursday, trash bags, Friday, trash bags, and of course, if there's any reason why you have to hump over, Saturday, trash bags. But remember, you can put out paper bags and/or fill plastic barrels no larger than 35 gallons of yard material, cut grasses, leaves. So you don't have to use paper bags. If you don't have them, you can use plastic barrels if you have them. And they'll empty those in the truck, so knowing that, our budget for next year's compost site was cut, and we will only have the money to do one, like grinding and turning next year. So I just want to put out to the board to think about it. We don't have to think about it now. We can make a decision whether or not we want to wait till the spring and do as much as we can with what we have, or right after the fall pickup, grind up this fall, this spring, this coming falls, and grind all that and create the next stack. So something you have to think about. I'm just trying to be proactive.
Well, I think the spring is better, that way you've got composting going on all winter.
The other
You
part
might
of
get a
it, we
bigger
have
bang
to
for the
take the
buck.
money from to grind the Christmas trees out of that too.
Right,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah. So whether we grind the Christmas trees or have them taken away like we had
Right.
before in dumpsters. And that may be a change, because this year, he got this, he stayed with the price he gave us the year before. But
He won't this year.
He won't this year, so, we may want to put out to bid Christmas tree grinding.
We're looking
But we're
into
gonna-
it,
we're
'cause I think it might be cheap.
We're gonna wanna do that right away. Like the week we collect the Christmas trees, that Saturday, that coming week afterwards, we're gonna want these trees ground and thrown into the pot. So if we're gonna do that, we're gonna wanna do it right away. So we will probably want to make a decision if that's what we want to do this coming year. And if so, put out to bid in early September an offer to have Christmas tree grinding or whatever we get at whatever rate they're gonna give us, and get that done the week after the 18th of January, whatever weather permits.
Would any of these providers that can grind Christmas trees, would taking the ground Christmas trees, would that be like a payment if they do mulch or whatever?
We'd have to look into that.
So maybe we
Yeah.
can look at that way we can.
Self-funding.
Right, it'd be nice to have the different mix into our compost, but if it saves us money,
We just had 3 huge piles delivered of chips, yeah.
Yeah, that was from the barn. I agreed to that, just to get something else up there besides mulch.
oh,
Keenan had 3 large piles of ground chips that he had ground down at the barn. And I thought we'd have chips up there, so we have chips up there now.
very nice.
Something else to offer, so.
So you're saying like in lieu of payment
Well,
or
you know,
partial or something? Okay.
find out what
Okay.
Offset the cost
Yeah.
possibly, whenever way they could,
Okay.
whether it's full transfer or partial transfer, partial pay, partial
Okay.
takeaway, so they get to keep whatever they grind.
Cash and or
Or if they want to just take it away for a smaller fee, because they're,
Okay.
whatever.
All right.
I know EMS took ours and ground them and put them in their grindings for what they call mulch sales, so, at their facility in Brockton, so. But those are the issues I'm thinking about compost site, and I'm just trying to get you thinking, the farther ahead we think about the compost site for what needs, wants, and desires are, the better off we're gonna be. So having things out 6 months to a year, knowing what we're gonna be planning on doing, and having the board agree to it, takes away a lot of the last minute worry about what are we gonna do and how we're gonna do it. So, the only thing I have to say about all of those great things is that snow dates would be the following Saturday, I guess, logically speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we've been very lucky. I mean, for the last 2 years, we really have lucked out on that mission. So there was a scattering of snow on this one, and there was none the year before until the last day.
The last
So
day.
we're not gonna do that again. So anything else anyone wants to talk about the compost site?
Actually, I really have no idea what you're talking about in the compost site, so I'm gonna actually ask if there's someone that I could sit down and talk with or visit that place.
Come
I don't even know where it is.
Saturday,
I'll give you a field
Saturday,
trip.
you wanna come up Saturday? to
I'm
the
working Saturday and Sunday this week, unfortunately.
Well, and the next Saturday, Sunday, whenever you're available, I'll be happy to, or Terry will be happy
Yeah,
to,
or one day after work next week.
anytime you want, come up and
So
take a look.
either one of you then, I
Yeah.
can set up a time.
He'll give you the technical side, I'll give you the beauty side, the wildlife.
Yes, because I mean, I really can find myself sitting here going, what am I talking about?
It's okay.
It's a gem that a
But
lot of
that's
people
all
in
right,
town I
yeah,
don't think know
and
about.
it's an advantage of being able to be involved in uptown borders, you understand your town a lot better, and then you can pass on the information, so.
Share.
Didn't happen for me right away, I had to learn all that stuff too.
Yeah, so
don't-
I have myself a little note here, so I will contact you.
Okay. Next thing on our agenda list, there's nothing else on compost site? The budget balance and support staff,
I can talk about the support staff piece.
that works for me.
Okay. I'm going to, again, segue a little bit with my health agents report. I submitted last week or the week before 3 grants to DEP. One grant is for hosting the town would host I can't think what it's called. It's the, do you want to shut that or?
No, no, go ahead.
Okay. It's the, our MAC person, it's like the Municipal Assistant Coordinator for DEP that helps us write grants and such. And the DEP is looking for a place, I think I talked to you about this too, have her share an office space and that the town would get a stipend for having the host. So I applied for that. That would start if we awarded it July 1st, and it's a 3-year
Commitment?
commitment. The second piece that grant I applied for is for the Waste Reduction Enforcement Coordinator, which is similar to what Lorraine is doing now. We would probably find out sometime in September or October if we awarded the grant. That funding for that part of it wouldn't kick into next June. If we didn't get the grant, we still have the money in the line item for $6,250. Right now, based on what we have in our revolving fund as of the end of June, we would probably have close to $1,960, which would bring Lorraine into, if she continued working, into probably mid-September. And hopefully if we found out whether or not we got the grant, if we didn't get it, she would just continue on with the $6,250 that was in her line item. And then we were figuring that it would probably at the spring town meeting, special town meeting, ask to have, we talked about this, of having like maybe $1,000 transferred from grinding into her salary to complete her for the year. The other grant I applied for was it's a small grant to try to get recycling containers for outside usage, such as the parks and Island Grove. But those, we have, three options for Lorraine. One is if we get the hosting piece, if we get the grant, and if we don't get the grant, we at least have another way to carry her through this year.
Okay, we'll just have to monitor that
Yeah.
piece a little stricter this year than we had last year. That's all.
Yeah.
Make sure we can have her all the important months, especially in the spring, more than the fall.
I hope that was clear, but that's what, I was trying to explain anyways.
So, I wanted you all to see the balance of the budget, just so you could see where we were today. I had questions about trash, because I haven't got the May bill yet.
We haven't either, but there is around, I think, 78,000 right now in our trash budget, which around, the bills are somewhere around 65 to 66,000 on the high side. And then on the special town warrant, there is a request for additional, I think it's $56,309 to be put into the Board of Health line item for trash.
Okay. So it is potentially possible we may be still short.
No, I wouldn't think so.
So if we come in at 65 and there's 78, that's 13, we're
Right.
getting 59.
Another 56. I think we
56,
might
66.
actually have maybe
60
4,000 we might
extra.
turn back in.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd rather do that than have
Yeah.
been caught like we have in the last 3 years, just
Well,
behind the 8 ball.
that would be a wonderful. That would be,
And I would like not to have Waste Solutions have to wait 7 months to get paid for the last month of trash.
no, that's not good.
I never have liked that,
It's
so.
not proper.
All right, so that's good. So it looks like we've.
We're watching it very closely.
I had some questions.
Yeah.
This is where we are today in all the line items. for the Board of
Yes.
Health, and this is wonderful.
Thank you.
And this is a lot of good information, but I noticed some things in here that had me concerned, like
Okay.
training for the town manager, $800.
No, that was taken out of our line item budget.
Oh.
That means the town manager took that from our current budget.
Oh, I thought we were training
No,
for
no,
something
no,
that was
no,
gone.
no,
Okay.
no.
And then there was something else for the town manager in here. Telephone?
He took money out of the,
Oh,
whenever it says
gotcha,
town manager,
gotcha.
it
Thank
means it
you.
was taken out of our budget.
Now I get it. Now
Yeah.
well, printing,
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I know, it's the way it's written. Yeah.
That's much clearer.
Yeah.
All right, well, I feel better.
I just want to, if you would mind, talk about a little bit of, we're trying to look into We have,
One
I'm
other
sorry,
question.
I apologize.
No, no, that's okay. We have $63 left in the hazardous waste collection. line.
Yes,
Yes.
right now.
So if somebody needed to get rid of some hazardous
I've been
waste.
trying to be careful because of just being fair, though.
I understand now, will we lose that?
Yeah. If
So
we-
if someone doesn't use it, it goes back to the general
Correct,
fund.
yeah.
And I know a lot of people would want
Yeah.
to get rid of some hazardous waste.
I've just been trying to be fair, only though because there's very
So
little.
many.
Yeah. We have like $175, I think, left in the grinding. I looked at Ocean State Job Lot. I believe the tarps, which are 50, I have it written down, 50 by,
90?
no, it's smaller
70?
than that, something like that, are $130 a piece.
Yeah.
So I know we can get one out of grinding, and then I'm trying to look at like different things of, I know I need to buy some small supply stuff.
Yeah.
And we're thinking of trying to get another tarp for you, so you'd have 2 tarps.
Well, I'm just trying to cover the
But
fresh mulch piles, so we have,
Weeds.
as you
Less
can see,
weeds.
quite a bit's going back to nursing. You know, there's certain items that we don't have a lot in.
yeah, and then there's some
There's some that we
have
have quite a bit, like, we never used any of the sharps because I piggybacked with the fire department, if
Right,
you remember.
this year.
This year.
Yeah, but that's not going to be next year, right?
Yes,
Oh,
same
let's continue
contract.
doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
Well, that's good. That's-
so I just was going to explain, Mary and I are looking into getting a few supplies before the end of the year is over, like toner and different things like that. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to
I
say.
think you should get as much of the supplies to make sure you're covered for the summer months. Till
Yeah.
the fall comes along, we can order more supplies. So
Yeah.
make sure you
I
get the
just wanted to
supplies before you
explain.
get everything else.
Yeah.
That's
But
the most
we're
important.
looking to try to get you 2 tarps.
I know, but
Yeah.
more importantly to me, as much as I want the tarp,
Okay.
I'll take the one tarp and put it over the best I can over the top pile, and I'll get some tires to keep it from blowing all over the place. But let's make sure we have the supplies in the office to keep
Okay.
the office going all summer long without, because we won't be able to order our supply till September normally, so.
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
Make sure we have enough in-house to cover ourselves.
Okay. Just wanted to explain that.
Yep, not a problem. Any other issue on budget? I just want to make sure you guys understood, I was concerned about Lorraine has done a tremendous job. I don't know if you're familiar with our trash assistant. She also works up at the Groveland Street site on Saturdays. But she's a dynamic person in going out and facing the citizens and asking them questions about their trash. You know, she's not afraid to pull up and open up a barrel and say, why are you putting recycling in your trash barrel? You know?
She has a tough job
And she's
does
really,
a great job
she's
at
really fit into it over the last 2 years extremely well. And I'm very,
And she has streamlined the process very, very well.
And she comes up with some great
Yeah.
ideas, so
She has-
we get
wonderful ideas, wonderful suggestions,
4 times
wonderful.
fold.
We make a lot more than we pay for what we give her, and I wish I could give her more, but, and hopefully next year we'll have a better budget and I'll be able to do that. So I really like having this woman. I like the fact that she's out there for Sharon, so Sharon doesn't have to be out in the street as frequently to do that type of thing. But for what we pay her, she does the work of 10 for what she gets paid.
I
So
totally-
Lorraine is an amazing
Yeah.
person, and I've
Yeah.
always
We're very
tried to
lucky
stress
to
that
have
out.
her.
She's extraordinary, but lucky to have her, and I want to maintain that. So I wanted to make sure the budget money was there to take care of that, so.
So,
Or tell her that the budget wasn't there. I mean, we can't, some things are out of our control. You know, if we can only pay it through September or October, then that's what we can do, so.
We'll find a way for as long as possible.
Right.
I've kept her informed of mine, and she's very appreciative of that. I've applied for the grants to try to find other ways to fund this.
Right, so
Yeah.
we're doing the best we
Yeah.
can. given
So
the
she
fact-
helps you enforce the trash/recycling regulations, is
Yes.
And if there's
Okay.
gripes, she
She
takes care of
helps.
Yeah, and she's a
gripes.
good mediator. What happened was, it was overlooked when this program went in last year of not
Okay.
having this line item in the budget, and at the last minute, we got it added as a way to have her be paid out of the revolving fund. And the
Okay.
revolving fund is used from CRT money for computers and televisions, but it's been depleted significantly this year because her salary's been paid out of it. So we're just trying to find other ways to supplement it right now.
So.
But luckily, we had that.
Yes, luckily we
Yeah.
had that, so.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll find other ways to do it in the future. Because she really does provide a benefit to this town that many of the residents don't realize. And we at the Board of Health can only say that she does a tremendous job, and we all know that, and we thank her for that effort.
Wish we could do more.
When we will try to do more if we can in the future. So I want you to have your eyes set on the budget, because it's one of those things that I'm always involved with budget-wise, and my friend Terry's been involved in budgets for years. So I just think that one of our biggest pains is this budget, and it's been played with for the last 2 years on an extraordinary basis on our backs. And I just think, again, it's all new to us, it's all new to you, I understand that, Donna, but paying attention to the budget, really having quarterly meetings about the budget really helps us keep focused on where we're losing and where we're gaining.
Good.
So that's why we do it. Anything else in the budget? Okay, we're gonna move on to May trash cost and shortfall. I believe Sharon has addressed most of that. I just wanted you to be aware of, we knew we were gonna have a shortfall. We've known it from more than we should have, but we've known we're gonna have a shortfall, and we knew that they were taking steps to address it. I wish they had included us as a board in those decisions of how they were going to address it. We were on the cusp of being involved, but we weren't like readily involved in the whole decision-making process. But they did, after whatever they did, looks like they're going to cover us, so that this year, after 2 or 3 years of having been shot, we're going to actually have enough money to cover our budget and not have to worry about paying a bill in the fall at a fall town meeting. So
Last year, we covered it too, which was good, though.
when we were lucky. So.
Yeah.
So that's all I want to say about May's trash costs. So we don't know what the budget money is, but Sharon believes it's going to be falling somewhere between 65 and 68.
Well, I was basing it on
For the previous
the
3,
years.
yeah, I did the average
Yeah.
too, so.
Yeah.
The next thing is the annual town meeting is on June 17th, I believe.
No, the 10th.
June 10th, I apologize.
Okay, thank you. Gotta go fix something.
June 10th, and normally the board meets before the town meeting.
And then we also have a meeting on the 20th.
And there's also a scheduled meeting on the 20th, which I will not be attending. I'll be on vacation that week. So we normally meet at 6, is it 6 o'clock?
6:30.
6:30 in the basement of the school, in one of the rooms, which will be listed, which one will be for us. So why do we have that? Is because with the board's vote, like they're going to vote for a trash supplemental, there may be questions asked of the board. So we try to be prepared for those type of questions, like why do we need another $58,000 or $54,000? So I could throw it out there and say, well, it's not our fault, we were doing our BAMTS, and then because of the differences in the contract and the barrels and everything else, and the condos, we had whatever you want to say. But that being said, we'd like to just meet before the town meeting, so that we're meeting is not always do we get every member there, but it's nice to get as many members as possible there. So we will be meeting at 6:30 in the high school basement in one of the rooms, which will be listed at 6:30.
Okay, you said
So
6.
the meeting starts at 7, so we meet for about a half an hour. We just cover the bases. If there's anything to pay out,
Yeah.
Well, we need
Well, it's
to
the
go to
lower
vote.
Go
level.
where the gym is, just go down the ramp, right?
when you come in the front doors, you go to the right, down the ramp.
It's usually the first room on the, after the ramp on the right side.
Chemistry, we get in the chemistry. I don't know why they put us in chemistry, but they always put us in chemistry.
So it's the first room on the right, is it?
Yeah, after the ramp.
Usually.
Okay, so that's what it was. Now, so we go into the June 10th meeting, and all goes well, and they vote our budget, we have no issue. We go into the June 10th meeting, and for some strange reason, it doesn't go that way. My question was to the board, do we want to have a meeting before the meeting to deal with the shortfall if necessary? I don't believe it's going to be necessary, but I wanted to throw out to the board as an option. If they felt they could wait till the 20th, we could wait till the 20th and deal with it then. It's really not going to have much of an effect. If they don't vote for the town's going to be shot, and we're going to have a shortfall we have to carry till the fall town meeting, and then ask for a supplemental budget to cover our bill for in the fall town meeting, which has happened in the past. So I just want to throw that out to the board as an option before we move on to that subject matter. So.
Well, I think it's just important that we attend the town meeting, so that when that comes up, we can get up and speak to that.
Yeah, and
There's a chance that people would want to.
given the fact that it's June 10th and I will be here, I will be at the meeting. I pretty much make most of them, so I've only missed about 5 since I moved into town. So it's one of the things I pride myself on, is being I do take an active involvement and try to make sure there's a head count with Bob Meaning's name on it, so.
Yeah, I've made sure that I'm off the 10th and the 11th. I have to be off the day after this meeting, otherwise I'll never get up for work.
All right, so June 10th will be the meeting. There will be a meeting of the Board of Health at 6:30 in the high school.
Do you want to still have the one on the 20th?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Even though I won't be here, I just
Okay.
want to make sure we cover anything
Okay.
additional before we go into the summer sessions.
Okay.
Now, can you just remind me what is going on the 20th? Is that
It's just a regular,
Sandy, every 2 weeks, we meet every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So this is an addendum to that because of the town meeting. This is a special town meeting, by
So
the
the
way.
20th is a Thursday?
No, the 20th should be a Monday.
The 20th is, the 17th is a Monday.
And then it's the 17th. I
And actually,
apologize.
I'm out of town that entire week, so
Me too. It's funny.
just FYI.
Well, we'll
Intimate meeting.
show up.
Yeah, no,
So
How
if
about
Margie,
it's the
if
17th?
nobody, one other person doesn't make it, you're not gonna have a meeting, so.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just ask if Margie.
Ask her ahead of time, because she
Margie,
has
you
her
and her.
schedule. You usually have your schedules ahead of time, don't you?
Honey?
You have your schedules ahead of time, Marison, right?
Yeah, I do. I was my prearranged vacation before I
Yeah,
even
so
joined the
Margie
board,
should know.
so.
So maybe we could just get a heads up from, Mary, could you send an email out to the members of the board to make sure they can make the June 17th Board of Health meeting ahead of time, ahead of schedule, in case we can't, we can cancel it? That makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm available the following week. I don't know if that makes
I
any
was gonna
difference
say,
to
should we
anybody,
just push it
but.
off for the following week?
It's your decision, I'm not one way or the other. Let's see if she can make it first. If she
Yeah.
can make it, you
Yeah,
can go
let's do
forward. If
that.
not, then I think the suggestion would be,
All right.
we should push it off to the next week. So that's what we'll do. We'll see if Margie can make it. If Margie can make it, go ahead and have a meeting. If not, we'll push it off to the following Monday, which will be the 25th,
24th.
24th.
25th is
Are you
the
going?
special primary.
Are you going that day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Waste solution mailings, we talked about already. Sharon gave us a heads up on that. Dates for the fall yard waste and Christmas tree pickup is done. Everyone's agreed to that. Health agents report.
Well, I've done quite a few food inspections
Yep.
recently. We had some temporary permits, just the time of year that people start doing outside cooking. Opened up a new residential kitchen. We did the inspections of our 2 semi-public pools in Abington. I've done some housing inspections, and I had one emergency condemnation, which was at 238 Spruce Street. Actually, the takeout, they will respect June 3rd is incorrect, because it didn't, it was re-inspected a little bit earlier than that for the yard violations, but they've been corrected. I also was called out to Trukey's because they had like a compressor that was smoking, and the fire chief just called me out to make sure that none of the food that was in the area was damaged.
Okay.
And the only other thing is we've had recently some complaints behind Sticks and Stones and Billy's House of Pizza regarding the dumpsters and issues with rats. And the dumpsters were in, especially behind Sticks and Stones, were in deplorable condition. Covers were off. Actually, the one dumpster was actually corroding so badly in the bottom that, you know, the rats had
door
just...
right in.
Yes, exactly. And there was also, you could see a lot of rat tunnels.
So what do we do about those?
Well, I sent a notice to correct order out to, the owner owns actually, the parcels, owns both of them.
Okay.
And I also called South Shore Disposal, I believe, is one of the companies, and left a message for, I think the other one is Allied Waste. But so I'm going back out on June 11th to see if the dumpsters have been replaced, and I asked to have the areas abated to remove any the elimination and harborage of the rats.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the main, you know, beyond the normal housing complaints that I would probably bring to your attention. And the only other thing I wanted to talk about was, we've had recently people that have applied to be apprentices for body art. And that's because they either can't, they might have some other criteria such as the bloodborne pathogens, the first aid, the CPR, but they didn't have the work experience so that you can apprentice under someone that's already licensed, but we didn't have an application or a template. So we developed one last week. So now that we have one that has to be signed by the apprentice and the person he's going to be working for that is licensed. So I just wanted to tell you that's been added in. Some towns have a fee for it, we do not. So I'm not charging for anyone that is apprentice at this time because we don't have a fee for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last time we addressed our fees for all of our...
It's July 1st of 2010.
Right. So it may be behooving to us probably into the fall to look at the fee schedule for the town of Abington. And it may be actually worth looking at it in July, given the fact that we start sending out renewals and stuff like that in early fall. If we wanted to increase anything or make any changes or add things, that we have it in place by September 30th. So that we could actually benefit from whatever changes we want to make, if we want to make any changes to our fee schedule. So Mary, would you add to our July meeting fees schedule review and attach a copy of the fees to our July meeting? And that would be a predominantly majority part of what our meeting would be about in July. Anything else?
The only other thing is I started doing, I did send DJ Wilson, the gentleman that's the attorney for, that's working for us with the tobacco regulations, our vote of, and he sent me some paperwork back and has the, also the outline of what we need to do to adopt the regulations of public hearing. And I'm planning to work on that Friday to send back to him. It's quite a bit of stuff he sent me. So it's sort of like putting a project together, but it's on my agenda.
Is that something that we should put on the next meeting's agenda? Will you have it by then, or will that be like July?
I would try maybe for the,
July meeting?
yeah, I would say July meeting. We could do that maybe and look at that and the fee schedule that Bob just said.
So Mary, for the July meeting, add to that the tobacco regulation update and the fee schedule.
Yeah, because that involves the public hearing. And...
Well, the public hearing comes after we vote the...
Right, but I just wanted to...
What, the fees or, no, the smoking regs?
Smoking regs, did I just mix up
No,
two
you
subjects?
don't.
Okay, smoking regs.
I don't know which one was public hearing.
Nicotine delivery
Okay.
systems, yes.
Nicotine delivery systems, right?
That's a good term.
That's the words.
We do this?
I motion to approve the minutes from May 6th as amended with addendums discussed at our previous meeting.
There are two addendums attached, one from Donna, one from Margie.
I did read them via email at home before. I just,
Okay. Motion to accept the minutes. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Is there any further to say before, wait, let Linda finish reading them?
I remember all that.
Okay.
Very good.
Anything further to say? We have a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
400.
400. Minutes are done.
We already did vouchers.
Vouchers are done. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Do I have a
Second.
second? Motion to adjourn, second. Anything further
One
to say?
second.
Oh,
Time, is there something? Time being,
Time being, my clock says 7:45 PM.
That's a record.
anything else?
no, did you have something? Oh, I thought you had
Thought you had
something.
something.
No,
Okay.
no.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. The meeting is closed.
All right, so I have something in my
No.
trunk for you and something in my trunk for you.